and welcome you watching News Central Television. I am Judith TV. It's time for News Central now, and here are the top stories at this hour. Grim Easter celebration as over 150 residents slain in Plateau and Benue. 5 dead, 15 rescued from Lagos building collapse. And over 3,000 couples wed in grand Easter ceremony in South Africa. Details shortly. And let's get started, shall we, with Easter celebrations, as over 2 billion Christians across the globe are celebrating the symbolic resurrection of Jesus Christ over 2,000 years ago, which signified his victory over death. Right here in Nigeria, over 100 residents were reportedly killed by terrorists in the Bokos and Bassa local government areas of Plateau State. According to the border in Plateau State, across the border in Plateau State, suspected herdsmen attacked local communities, killing many and displacing thousands of residents. To the families of the casualties, it has not been a season of love, peace, and joy. Still, many churches in Nigeria join others across the globe to celebrate Easter. Governor Caleb Mufwang of Plateau State said that over 60 communities have been taken over by the land-grabbing terrorist. Governor Haiseth Alia of Benue State has appealed to the Nigerian President Bola Tinubu to deal with rising insecurity in the state as the death toll from the recent attacks by suspected herdsmen in Ukom and local government areas in the state rose to 56 on Saturday. In his Easter message, President Bola Tinubu, who has been away in France, Paris, then London on a working visit, condemned the killings in Plateau and Benue State, saying that the forces of evil won't prevail over Nigeria. News Central's correspondent Chizoba Anyowe has been following the developments in the Middle Belt states of Nigeria and will continue to provide updates and more. Easter is a significant celebration in the Christian faith, honoring the resurrection of Jesus Christ 3 days after his crucifixion. This event is considered a cornerstone of Christianity, symbolizing victory over death and sin and offering believers a promise of eternal life. In this report, News Central's correspondent Austin Azu examines its significance and moral lessons for Nigerian leaders and its citizens. Take a look.
The countdown to Easter began with Ash Wednesday, the 40 days of Lent, where Christian faithful fast for 40 days and engage in various spiritual exercises. Next in the sequence is Palm Sunday, celebrating Jesus' victorious procession into Jerusalem, prior to Good Friday, where Jesus endured betrayal, arrest, trial, condemnation, torture, crucifixion, and burial in a tomb.
Easter signifies a time for the celebration of the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ.
That even when things go so bad, we have hope that we can come out from it. So celebration of Easter is to touch the lives of our people, human beings.
He died for us to have life eternal.
Bishop, Diocese of Asaba, Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Kingsley Obu, speaks on the significance of the Easter celebration.
We celebrate the fact that death could not hold him. The grave could not hold him. On the third day, he rose victoriously, conquering death, conquering hell.
As Christians gathered at various churches to commemorate the day, Christian faithful reflect on the moral lessons from Jesus Christ's resurrection that Nigeria leaders and citizens should emulate.
My own advice to the leaders is to see to the needs of the people, because things are not easy in the country and they need to be happy and share foodstuffs around the nation.
They should learn from the exemplary leadership of Christ. That's one. The exemplary leadership of the apostles, and they should think more about the people instead of themselves.
So we should learn forgiveness. We should learn to put all we can to make things okay wherever we are. We should be humble. Leaders should also imbibe this character of humility and serve in humility.
After his resurrection, celebrated as Easter,
Christian faithful anticipates events surrounding his 40 days on earth before his ascension into heaven. In Asaba for News Central, Austin Azu.
Many thanks to Austin Azu from that report there from Asaba, the capital of Delta. Is off to the east where we have our correspondent Chinwe Ogeli on standby from Abia State. Chinwe, a very good afternoon to you and happy Easter.
Happy Easter, Judith.
Let's know, what's the latest with you over there? How's this Easter celebrations coming along in Abia State?
Well, it's all calm and good. A number of Christians had attended services and masses this morning. I'm standing in front of the Mater Dei Cathedral Church here in Umuahia, Abia State capital. Already 3 masses had been celebrated. People had gone home. The third mass actually is ongoing and would end anytime soon. So, but the people are happy. They are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And those that I interviewed earlier had told me that it's not just about, the ritual of celebrating Jesus, but just knowing the fact that your sins will be forgiven once you come to God in humility to say, I am sorry for what I've done. So it's for them, it's the payment for the sins, the atonement of the sins that humans have committed, and the fact that Christ has conquered death.
Well, Chinwe, many thanks for that. And just finally, how are you celebrating? Because I know, are you in your Easter best?
No, of course, this is not my Easter vest. I'm in my work attire. So, well, I'm sure I'm going to eat rice as usual. That's what we do on celebration day.
Honestly, is it a celebration without eating rice or jollof rice or Sunday rice as usual? But yeah, Chinwe, many thanks for that in-depth report there from Abia. Chinwe Ogeli, our reporter from Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. And now let's switch gears to the capital, Abuja, where we have our correspondent, the chief of our Abuja Bureau, none other than Amadin Uyi, who joins us live now. Amadin, a very good afternoon to you and happy Easter. I was asking Chinwe earlier if she was in a Easter best. Are you in your Easter best attire? We seem to be having issues there with Amadin's audio. I don't think you can hear me. Let's move to Lagos, where we have Igbalani Omoni on standby. Mr. Omoni, good afternoon to you and happy Easter. Oh, you are in your in your Easter best. From what I can see, you're all donned and ready for Easter, aren't you?
I really wish that. Today wasn't quite funny. I was up on the downside with some mild headaches, but of course, it's still a time to celebrate. And of course, we're right here in front of the church trying to catch the views of people in their Easter best. I would say they look in their Easter best. I would try to get someone to speak with us. The church the service was ended and it's been good because I haven't been
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Give us the updates. How was the Easter celebrations like where you're at in Lagos?
Specifically, I'm at Agape Christian Ministries here around the Oba Ipaco area. And as you would expect, he starts talking about the resurrection of Jesus Christ for the Christians. And we see that it comes with a lot of activities depicting that particular story in terms of drama presentations, choreographies from teenagers demonstrating how Christ was risen from the grave. I was asking someone sincerely that how does this translate or how does it impact the current economic situation we're facing in Nigeria? The person was like, she woke up this morning thinking, oh, if Christ went on the cross, died, gave it all up, why can't I give it all up? That is everything that's happening in the country, they give it all up to Christ to solve. While some people were happy, I was still upset that, come on, we've left everything to Christ long enough. It's time to do our part. Of course, she's of the opinion, and she has the right to her opinion, telling me Easter Sunday that everything should be given to God, and everything relies on it. We pray, Naira relies on it, and so many other things out there.
Right. I mean, at this time, more than everything, is It's as one party chooses to leave everything to Christ at the cross, others would choose to take action and take proactive efforts when it comes to their faith. But whichever, the most important thing is we're fighting for the betterment of our country, isn't it? I mean, Ibalani Amoni, many thanks. I do love your attire. When you're done after today, I'd like it laundered, packaged, and dropped on my desk Monday morning. Thank you. Venancio Mondlane there from Lagos, giving us a bit of updates with Christians celebrating the Easter. We switch now to the capital, Abuja, where Joshua Amaral is on standby as well. Joshua, a very good afternoon to you and well done. I see you're back into the white clocks celebrating Easter at church. What's the update with you?
Like a Christian, I am singing to the resurrection of Christ today. It is not just a sacrifice that just hanging. It's something that will capitalize on as Christians. I am in the Celestial Church of Christ Central Cathedral Church in Abuja here, where earlier I shared pictures of the celebration. It is not just a celebration, it is a spiritual, it has a spiritual significance for Christians here in the Federal Capital Territory who are capitalizing on it to stand on the hope of resurrection and redemption as promised by Christ on the cross of Calvary. I have a young man with me here who is going to give us what he thinks about the season and what he feels about the season. Please come forward, sir. Tell us your name, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now, what do you think this season stands for the Christian? What does it mean to you about the Christian?
When we talk about the resurrection, it's not Sunday as such. The very significant one is and me as a person, it's me knowing that Jesus Christ is the reason for the season, right? Died and he rose again from the dead. And it's an assurance to every Christian generally that Christ lives forevermore.
As much as this has its own spiritual significance, it is celebrated among Christians now. Talking about the celebration now, using the economic realities of the country, how is that affecting your celebration? Is it on a low key or is it too low like before?
I don't know. So as a believer, we say we don't work with the economy of the country. We work with the global economy, but the truth has to be told that the economy has its own call on this celebration. But we give God the glory, and we can just we have to do is just to smile and be happy that everything will be fine with Nigeria. And as Christ has resurrected from the dead, we pray that the economy of Nigeria is going to rise.
You heard it right from Mr. Michael, who is capitalizing on the fact that since Christ resurrected from the cross of Calvary, the Nigerian economy is going to resurrect. That is, you just heard him, and that is all from here, from Abuja.
Well, Joshua, many thanks. We appreciate you for that. Our economy will rise and resurrect on the third day as well. Well, that's Joshua Amaral there from Abuja that's giving us an update on our Easter celebrations. We move now to Chinwe or Chizoba Nyonwe, because we just spoke to Chinwe Ugele. I think we mean Chizoba Nyonwe joining us from Plateau, Jos. Yeah, there we go. Chizoba, you are not in your Easter best. You're going to receive a fine from me. Good afternoon to you and happy Easter to you, Chinwe, Chizoba.
Good afternoon, Judy. Happy Easter from you.
Yeah. We saw your report from earlier regarding, the killings in Plateau just leading up to the Easter celebrations, and it's somewhat of a somber mood in Jos. But is that the same this morning? Are people out and about, especially Christian faithfuls, out and about for Easter?
Just like everybody already knows, it's still a sad and sorrowful moment on the plateau because people have lost loved ones, people have lost family members, people have lost friends and relatives. So unfortunately, this is coming at this time. Not to say that there's a better time for this kind of violence, but coming towards Easter just a few days ago. In fact, today, by midnight today, will be exactly 1 week. This dastardly act was done on the people of Bata local government area of Plateau. And less than 2 weeks, the same thing happened in Bokos local government area. So, it's such a sorrowful moment on the plateau. Well, like I would always say, people say that once there is life, there is hope. And so, despite what has happened, people are trying to pick up from where they have stopped and then to continue pushing in life. It's such a sad moment, like I've said earlier. Behind me, you can see the road is virtually empty. apart from a few people that are coming back from church or those that are also going to church, you know, and that is why you're not seeing me in the normal Easter outfits, just like you acknowledged earlier. Yesterday, I was in Basta, where these victims were still located, you know, some of them that are still in their homes. When the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Abubakar, was around, and coincidentally, too, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and they came to commiserate with these people and to present the token they have for them, to show them that they are not people in this moment of grief and sorrow. And so everybody's hoping that the visit, together with the visit of every other person out there, groups and organizations that have come to also condole with the state government on this start up to bring better days ahead.
Chizoba, many thanks. We appreciate you for that. Chizoba Neo with giving us a bit of insight following the killings leading to just days away from Easter celebrations and how it's a solemn and somber mood in Plateau, Jos. And now joining us from Delta and Abuja, we have our Abuja Bureau, Chief Bureau there, Amadin Uyi, joining me live now for live crossings into Abuja, the capital, and also Austin Azu, who is in Delta, the capital, Asaba. Both gentlemen joining me. Good morning, rather good afternoon to you, gentlemen. I can see you all are looking bright and shiny with your sunglasses. I should have my sunshades on. Good afternoon. Also, let me start with you. What's the latest where you're at? How's the celebration for Easter going? Amadin, can you hear me?
Finish. I know your credit is...
Amadi, my credit has not finished, even though the 50% tariff is killing me.
Judith, I can hear you clearly.
I can as well. I was saying that my credit has not finished, even though the 50% hike is killing me. But tell me, earlier we tried to have you a breakfast extra. Give me a situational report on celebrations in Easter.
Okay, Judith, I'm still at the Transforming Church, and the second service is underway. If you look at my side, you see there's an overflow outside. You look at that part of the church, you also see another set of people who are sitting outside. The church is packed full of Christian faithful who have come to spend time with God, come to worship, and come to have a nice time. Part of the Easter festivities. Usually for Christians, it starts at the church, at a church service like this, where they come to hear the word of God and they are reminded of the significance of the celebration.
Significance of the celebration, indeed. Earlier, I mean, Amadi, it's Abuja, right? And we know that it's a capital. The president is still absent, although he's, is ruling remotely. The finance situation, insecurity has been top of the agenda, even for the capital, Abuja. When speaking to the respondents, how are they celebrating it? Are they taking in stride all of the constraints that this economy and this uncertain times brings into the celebrations?
Now, Judith, for Abuja, the primary concern and primary worry is not insecurity. Maybe sometime last year or 2 years ago, when there were kidnappings, attack on satellite and rural communities, insecurity was a major concern. But in the last few years, we've seen a reduction of insecurity. For a lot of them who we have spoken to, their major worry is actually the skyrocketing cost of food prices, the high cost of living, which has increased because of inflation and others. But we have spoken to some of them earlier in the church after the end of the church service. They said they are not looking at Nigeria's economy, and they are living in hope, believing that just as Christ died, resurrected expectedly on Easter Sunday, they believe that Nigeria will rise again from its ashes and be a country every citizen will be proud of.
Every citizen will be proud of, indeed. Amadin, many thanks for that. Let's switch now. Amadin Uyi is Abuja Chief Bureau, just giving us a bit of insight there on celebrations for Easter in the capital. Now to Austin Azu, who is in the South-South, the very nerve of our South-South there, and that's Delta, Asaba. Austin Azu, what's the latest with you for celebrations? Is it underway? Is it buzzing with excitement?
First and foremost, happy Easter to you. We are currently in Asaba, the Delta State capital. The atmosphere here looks so, shining, but however, a lot of persons we have spoken to actually lamented about paucity of funds. And of course, the economy, quite well said, is not smiling on them. But nevertheless, we have some respondents here to talk to us. All right, Mama, please step forward. We have Madam Tessie here. Madam Tessie, tell us the mood. How is the mood of the Easter like?
Easter, we are happy for one major reason. We are happy for one major reason, that Christ resurrected and our hope has resurrected. Because if Christ died without resurrection, the hope of Christians would have been miserable. So that's the major thing.
Okay, what about in terms of the celebration? Easter, for instance, before now we used to have merriment. People buy food, people eat, people dance just to celebrate the Easter. How is it like to you?
It's calm somehow, as you can see, because of the economy of the country. So we are not hungry. We do with what we have. This is not the time to go on competition, to go and buy chicken where you don't have the money. You manage what you have as long as you are not hungry. That is it, because there's no money. Everything is expensive. You cannot get a chicken of 10,000 that can feed your family. You cannot buy groundnut oil, rice. So you see how calm everywhere is. People are just roaming about. Christians just go to church to celebrate. We are happy because Christ has resurrected. As for celebration, it is calm. It's not noisy, it's calm.
Okay. You as an individual, how do you intend to celebrate it?
Well, mine is a double celebration. I'm celebrating my birthday, at the same time celebrating Easter. So I'm happy. I went to church for Thanksgiving. As I get home, I just eat what I have with my children and thank God. That is how. We are not going out. There's no money for outing or anything.
Thank you very much, Madam Tessie. Okay, God bless you. We are so glad to have you once again. Congratulations on your birthday. All right, we have Adewale here. Adewale, please bring us to speed. You occupy this area. Please tell us, what's the celebration like?
The celebration is just as expected, It's even beyond expectation this year, Everywhere is busy, everyone is happy, despite the hardship in the economy and all that. Everyone is trying to, make something out of the celebration. If you go to yesterday, there was, serious gridlock here, just, in preparation for today. To tell you that today, is really a big day for us Christians,
So you as an individual, how do you intend to celebrate this day?
Well, as an individual, I've already begun my celebration already. And maybe this evening after work, and a few guys who just, hang out somewhere and then celebrate properly. But right now, we're on duty, but we are celebrating, summer on the way. Yeah.
Thank you. Hope you celebrate wisely. Yeah. All right, Judith, you quite agree with me that the atmosphere is calm. The Delta State Police Command has deployed over 1,000 personnel across the state to provide security, as well the NSADC and including sister security agencies to ensure that it is able, to ensure law and order compliance within and outside the state capital.
All right. Well, also many thanks for that update there, Austin Azu from the capital of Delta, that's Asaba, giving us some update on the Easter celebrations as Christians join other Christians globally to celebrate Easter. Let's go on a short break, shall we? When we return, we give you live update from the Lagos building collapse at Ojodu Bega area of Lagos. But first, the break. Stay with us. And welcome back. A tragic incident occurred on Saturday morning in the Ojodu Bega area of Lagos, where a three-story uncompleted building housing a ground floor restaurant collapsed, leaving about 5 dead with 15 people rescued so far. Our correspondent Oluwakemi Alimi brought us his report from the Saturday when it collapsed at the scene. Take a look.
It was a scene of chaos and concern at Oremeta Street in Ojodu-Bega, Lagos, as a three-story uncompleted building with a restaurant operating on the ground floor collapsed this Saturday morning. Eyewitnesses say customers and staff were inside the restaurant when the structure gave way. Residents and passers-by immediately sprang into action, using shovels, hammers, cutlasses, bare hands to rescue those trapped under the rubble. Volunteer rescuers say they were able to rescue between 7 and 9 people before emergency response agency arrived.
I think it's around 8:05 in the morning. So we just heard the sound. So before we came outside, the whole building has been collapsed. With Shizu and Ama, we rescued like almost 8 people. So when they came, we rescued like 6 to 7 more people. But unfortunately, we have like 4 people that are dead.
We've been trying so far. It happened very early in the morning, and we've been trying so far. But so far, we've rescued like 15 to 13 people, and we have 4 casualties presently. And we still have more people there that we are trying to rescue. They are trying to call us. We have 3 that is standard and are calling that they are still alive, but we still have like 7 to 10 people there.
Following the collapse, government agencies including the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency, Lagos State Fire Service, the Nigerian Police, the Lagos State Ambulance Service, LASMA, and the Nigerian Red Cross all deployed heavily to the scene, coordinating the emergency response and rescue efforts. Speaking at the scene, LASEMA Permanent Secretary said they deployed both heavy and light equipment to rescue victims as layers of the building had piled up, and they had to be careful to bring out people alive, emphasizing that they were doing all they could to reach ground zero.
You can't look at any bubble person. You can't say it is 10, you can't say it is 20. And that is why we are painstaking in carrying out search and rescue. And that is why we are using both light duty equipment, we are using heavy duty equipment, and all the top echelon that are important in managing emergency are on the ground. So far, we have rescued 5 alive, and the operation is ongoing. The operation is swift, prompt, effective, and efficient, and I can assure you we are going to the ground zero.
Distraught relatives also gathered at the scene, hoping for news of loved ones trapped inside. With the recurring issue of building collapse, residents and concerned citizens are calling for stricter enforcement of building regulations to prevent future tragedies. In Lagos, for News Central, Oluwakemi Alimi.
Earlier, our correspondent Israel Iferobo, now he joined us earlier to give us updates from the collapse site. Take a look.
Indeed, the situation has not really changed much for what we reported yesterday from the scene of this horrific building collapse here at Oremeta in Ojodu, Belgium. We understand it's a 3-story building that was just occupied. The ground floor was occupied by a restaurant, and at the time of the collapse, people were inside, and all these details is already out there in the public domain. But what we don't understand right now is that rescue operations is still ongoing, and indeed as about 3 a.m. this morning we understand that men of the rescue services were able to pull out a body from the rubble just behind me here, and that's exactly the situation right now. So many people are still just gathered here waiting to see how this whole effort will proceed. We're trying to see if they can get to ground zero and see if there are more people that are trapped under the rubble. Heavy machinery on your screen right now trying to move things away to get to ground zero of of this building collapse, there are lots of figures being banded around. I've been reliably informed here today that the figures are unconfirmed right now for those that have been rescued, for those that are still under the rubble, and indeed for those that have been taken to the hospital. We have no idea what this is, but this is exactly the situation right now. At much later, I'm quite sure they will release a press statement to tell us exactly the number of people that have been rescued, but we do know, confirmed, that about 5 people unfortunately lost their life here, that have been pulled out dead. Sadly, that is the information that we have right now here from the scene of the collapsed building in Jodu, Berger.
And that is Israel there, giving us live reports earlier. We have him now. He's joining us live, a little bit of live cross into Israel there to give us more updates. Israel, what's the latest? Israel, if you can hear me, I was asking, what's the latest with you?
Well, if you can hear me, we're live at the scene of the tragic incident from yesterday at Remeta Streets, Jodu, Berger. Indeed, it's been a tale of tears, sorrow, and some may say even blood as well. But the story has not changed so much from the last time we reported here on News Central Television. The rescue operation is still ongoing, as you can see just behind me. There's so much happening here, and we're trying to see if we can get more updates from officials right here. But we don't understand that so far so good. 5 people, sadly, have passed away from this incident, with so many others rescued as well. The figures are conflicting at this point in time. About 17, some say 18, some say even as much as 20 have been rescued alive from this place. Some are also injured, and they've been taken to the hospital. But so far so good. The situation is under control. We're trying to get to ground zero here. But the residents here asking a question, just when will this sort of incident stop here in Lagos State?
And that's a big question, isn't it, for everyone? Where does building collapse stop, and when do people start to meet building standards when it comes to building in Lagos? Ife, we'll come back to you if there's more update, but Ife, many thanks. Israel Ife Robo, he joined us live from the three-story uncompleted building collapse that happened at Oremeta, Julius Berger, where they had a restaurant under. It's now been confirmed that 5 people have died and 15 rescued so far. We move on now as a group of young Nigerian women aged between 21 and 24 are making waves in the tech and education space with a groundbreaking innovation. The team has developed an app called Tita, a digital timetable platform now in use in several tertiary institutions across Nigeria, Liberia, and soon the Gambia. The app is already transforming academic scheduling, and the impact is being felt across campuses. Sumaya Abubakar has the story.
In a world where technology is redefining every sector, a group of young Nigerian women is placing education at the center of innovation. Their creation, the Tita app, is a smart digital timetable platform designed to simplify scheduling for students, lecturers, and institutions alike.
From the admin panel, each institution is able to automatically generate their timetable using artificial intelligence in 3 seconds. And once that is done, it gets distributed to the Tita mobile application for students and the Lecti mobile application for lecturers. Any information you wish to pass across to your student, you're able to do that from your Lecti application, and it goes as a push notification immediately.
From a small idea to a big impact, the app has been adopted by institutions in West Africa. But the road to achieving this success has come with its own challenges.
Some people don't take us serious because they feel we are young girls. We don't necessarily know what we're doing. We are not fit to do what we're doing. Then, of course, there's the sexual exploitations where people want to take advantage of you because they feel you're girls and they can always take advantage. So
I'm really excited because we've grown a lot actually as a team. We complement each other more. We tell each other we can do a lot of things, and we see ourselves breaking barriers.
For lecturers and students, the benefits are clear: fewer missed classes, better communication, and improved planning.
Using this digital app, there is a real-time update whereby you'll be getting update directly from your lecturer or from your class rep without non-interference or disruptions.
One of its benefits is that it helps in streamlining timetable management. You know, it gives us clarity. It reduces timetable conflict or clashes.
Young, vibrant, and bold, these innovators are not just building apps, they are building the future of education in West Africa and beyond. In Abuja, for News Central, Sumaya Abubakar.
And it's going to show a break, shall we? When we return, we'll bring you news from South Africa as over 3,000 couples get married on Easter Sunday. Believe it or not, after the break, stay with us. And you're welcome back. The news continues in South Africa. Over 3,000 couples were on Easter Sunday had their wedding at the International Pentecost Holiness Church in Johannesburg, South Africa. The mass wedding ceremony is part of the long-standing Easter festivities and tradition for the church under the leadership of Michael Sandlatna. Among those who got wedded are polygamous marriages, which is a tradition which has been co-opted by some churches.
First and foremost, as you can see, some men are marrying more than 3 wives, more than 2 wives. Some are adding 2 wives with already the 3 that they have. They're going to have 5 wives, others 7 wives, and so forth. So the church, as it were, as an institution, it contributes towards social development and community development. So why we are celebrating this thing today within the Easter celebration weekend is to encourage and motivate people that in life and in society, who we are as society. In a marriage, children are born. In families, kings, queens, and leaders are born. In a marriage, a community is developed. So what we are celebrating here today, the message is not done just for celebratory mode, but it's done to develop the community and to develop a society as it were.
Off to Central Africa, where the mayor of the DR Congo town near where a boat caught fire earlier this week says at least 33 people died in the disaster, significantly fewer than previously reported. That toll, the first official one from Tuesday's blaze, is far lower than that of at least 143 deaths previously given by a national deputy and a local civil society figure. The mayor of Mbandaka, Yves Balo, said they counted 195 who have survived, including 22 burnt victims who are being cared for at the Wangata General Hospital, and 33 deaths, with 29 people already buried and 4 more still at the morgue. The disaster occurred near Mbandaka, capital of Equator province, at the confluence of the Riki and the vast Congo River, the world's deepest. Christian worshippers attended Easter Mass at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem's Old City. Now, during his sermon to the faithful, Latin Patriarch of the Jerusalem, Pierre Battista, expressed concern about a possible further deterioration of the political situation and the worsening humanitarian catastrophe that is unfolding, especially in Gaza. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian president says Russian shelling and assaults are still taking place in some areas despite Vladimir Putin announcing a 30-hour Easter truce. In a surprise announcement on Saturday, Russia's President Putin said there would be an end to all hostilities from Saturday until midnight in Moscow on Sunday. Ukraine has agreed to adhere to the temporary ceasefire, but President Zelensky says his country will act in accordance with the situation and mirror Russia's actions. Meanwhile, in Kyiv on Sunday, people expressed skepticism about whether Russia will honor the truce while welcoming Zelensky's proposal to extend it to 30 days. The latest inflation figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that Nigeria's inflation rate had increased from 23.18% to 24.2%, showing that inflation is still on the rise. Food inflation also increased to 21.79%, according to traders in the market. All hands point to the cost of transportation. According to News Central's business correspondent Chamon Dabang, Nigerians are still struggling with the ripple effects of subsidy removal. Now, she tells us more in this report. Take a look.
From the largest bustling cities to the smallest, quietest towns spread all across Nigeria, the high price of fuel has sent a ripple effect that has touched on every single part of Nigeria's economy. It's influencing the cost of transportation, the cost of goods and services, and it continues to affect a family's ability to make ends meet.
One of the biggest areas hit by rising fuel costs is transportation. Farmers and food suppliers rely on fuel to move their products from rural areas to urban markets. Higher fuel expenses means increased transportation costs, which are then passed down to businesses and ultimately is added to how much consumers pay.
Before when I started the business, the crayfish price is 500. The cost highest is just 5,000, but now the price of crayfish is 10,000, 12,000 naira because we buy costs because of the fuel.
It they go up because everything is high every day. Fuel, like me now, I'm from Ondo State, so I they go bring this fish from my hand. If transport, you carry all the gain. So if I don't reach here, I they put small money. So everything is high every day. We don't know what to do.
Visibly upset by the state of the economy, a market goer who chose to go by the name Mama Oyingbo said the struggle was too much to bear.
We are suffering. No more gain in the markets. You carry big money go market, now small thing you go buy. The children are dying of hunger. You see when we start falling on the road, that's how our government do something. Fuel is on a high level. We are suffering. Hunger is too much in the land. We cannot buy meat. Meat 5,000 naira cannot enter our soup again. Government, we are suffering. Answer our call. We are suffering. Else we want enter that our government house. We are suffering. That's my own.
The removal of subsidy, though well intended by the federal government, has put a strain on economic activities. Despite the fact that changes do not occur magically, several Nigerians are yet to find a semblance of normalcy in the almost 2 years of its removal.
The federal government is very far from achieving the outcome it told a lot of people it wanted to achieve with the removal of petrol subsidy. But removal of petrol subsidy was just one thing. There are a number of other actions or activities that should have gone with the removal of petrol subsidy, and the absence or inaction with commitments to those other initiatives was is what has made the subsidy removal become a very big negative economic reality for most, if not all, Nigerians.
The fuel-food relationship isn't just about direct costs. When food prices rise, it affects other industries such as restaurants and catering businesses, which have to increase their prices to absorb losses. Small-scale vendors face dwindling profits as customers tighten their spending, creating a knock-on effect across the economy.
The cost of fuel is more than just the number that you see on the price board of a fueling station. It now represents a pressing challenge that every Nigerian is dealing with. It represents the frustration of a driver, of a passenger, of a business struggling to stay afloat, and a family struggling to make ends meet. The Nigerian citizens are looking to the federal government for some sort of relief or a way out of their financial struggles.
Nigerian chess master Tunde Onakoya has surpassed the 61-hour mark in his quest to break the Guinness World Record for the longest chess marathon. He previously achieved a 60-hour chess marathon in 2024, making this his boldest attempt yet. The ongoing challenge at Times Square, New York, began on April 17th and is set to reach 70 hours by April 20th. Playing alongside U.S. national master Sean Martinez, Onakoya is pushing beyond the previous 61-hour record held by two Norwegians. The event supports his Chess in Slums Africa initiative aimed at building the longest free school for homeless, the largest free school for homeless children in Nigeria. Onakoya's feat has captured widespread attention both online and on site. Team Nigeria will depart for Mocha, Mauritius on Monday to compete at the 2025 African Weightlifting Championship taking place from April the 20th to 28th. The 8-man delegation includes 6 elite lifters and 2 coaches aiming to defend Nigeria's dominance on the continental stage. Backed by the National Sports Commission, weightlifting remains a priority sport where Nigeria consistently excels. The nation heads into the championship following a commanding performance at the 2024 edition in Egypt, where they secured 6 gold and 5 silver medals. This year's event serves as a key test ahead of global competitions under the International Weightlifting Federation, with Team Nigeria determined to maintain its winning momentum. And that's all we can take at this hour. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Grim Easter celebration as over 150 residents killed or slayed in Plateau, Benue. 5 dead, 15 rescued from Lagos building collapse. And we also told you that over 3,000 couples wedded in grand Easter ceremony in South Africa. Now, do remember they can send us your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number now showing on the screen. And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on social media. We're at News Central TV on all social media platforms. You can always watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Go TV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, or better yet, just stream us live on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Judith TV. Bye for now.